Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Powerbomb Nation's Culture Cast, the retro pop culture show that is better than some and worse than others. As always, I'm your host, Dwight Couch, and with me, the Donner to my Dasher, the Heatmeister to my Snowmeister, the Yukon Cornelius to my Sam the Snowman, the one, the only, the incredible Mr. Jason Shepard. Jason, how
Hello,
are we doing
sir.
tonight?
That was a beautiful, beautiful intro. Once again, thank you. I'm doing good. I'm just per usual having a cup of cheer.
Absolutely. Let's get a wreath around some sponsorship from Miller
Still,
Lite.
still nothing. Still
Hey,
nothing.
Jason, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Anna.
Anna who?
And a partridge in a pear tree. Because that's what we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time of year. Bells will be ringing. Silver bells jingling all the way, rocking around the Christmas tree. It is Christmas time.
Yes.
And I think we each got a little Christmas cheer on. I have
That's very cute.
It is. Me and my wife have matching reindeer sweaters because that's what you do when you get married. Is
I
you
like that.
get matching reindeer sweaters and go downtown in front of the Capitol and take pictures in front of the tree.
That's what you do. Now, my sweater, I know you can't really see anything here, but let me explain it. So last Christmas, I gave you my heart. No, last Christmas, my girlfriend and I thought it would be fun to make the sweater from Die Hard when Bruce Willis kills the terrorist and sends him back down in the elevator and writes in blood on his sweater, "Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho." And sends it down to Hans Gruber. So you wouldn't believe that I went to 7 different stores, all in the area of the mall and all within the mall, trying to find just a simple gray sweater in order 2 gray sweaters to make these. And I finally ended up, I don't even know, I think it was maybe JCPenney or something. But yeah, you wouldn't believe how hard a plain gray sweater is to find. Yeah, it's wild.
Oh, you would think with all the technology, it would be fairly easy.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I hadn't wanted to buy one of these, I would have found 10,000 of them. But yeah, but we got them.
So I also have an Oscar the Grouch, which is my go-to Christmas shirt. This is our picture taking shirts, but I have an Oscar the Grouch shirt that I wear that says "Bah Humbug" on it, and I really, really love that. I've been rocking it for many, many years.
Oh,
and Wendy finally told me today, or the other day, that hey, we got to get you a new Christmas shirt.
He's
about grouched out.
Yeah.
I'll still wear him, but it gives me other options. So I'm not always wearing the Grouch to, my daughter's scout parties and stuff.
He bought his last humbug.
He did. So I got a baby Yoda.
Oh, there you go.
Merry Force be with you.
Oh, now that is.
And it's 8-bit pixeled.
Oh, that's fresh.
It is. It's in the laundry room. That's why I'm not wearing it right now, because this is what I could find.
You did good tonight. You did good on that one. I like
that. So you mentioned Die Hard. So yes. let's dive right in. And are you ready for Christmas?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. I'm as ready as I ever have been, because everyone has decided this year that we're not spending money on gifts. And so I'm like, sweet. I gotta be honest with you, dude. I am like terrible. I'm not terrible at giving gifts. I just, it hurts my brain to try to come up with gifts for people. And I feel like I'm like always going to suck at it. When I don't, I always come through. I always pull it off somehow by some Christmas miracle. But like, yeah, I just don't like dealing with it. And I don't want to deal with it this year. And so my girlfriend got a new car. And really the only people I celebrate Christmas with is like her and her family and then my brother. Well, me and my brother, we just cook dinner and hang out. Like, right. We don't. But with her family, like they love to just buy freaking presents, man. And so like we decided this year was like, look, Micah she's financing a new vehicle now. She's like, y'all can forget Christmas this year. I was like, you know what? I kind of hope that we did. I don't want to. Let's just get together and eat and call it, right? Like we don't have to do the money spending shit. So yes, I am more than ready for Christmas.
Well, that is great to hear. We normally subscribe to the same theory. You know, we're very frugal as far as what we put under the tree. Frugal is not necessarily the right word, but we keep it very light. You know, we make sure the kids have something to open, and that each of us, and that's more my rule, is there's got to be at least one thing for me to have my wife open. And then we do the gift cards and money. You know, if somebody's there, you know, $10, $20, here's a Kroger card, get yourself some food, things like that. But we are ready this year. We actually went all gifts, but I've determined that I think you save more money buying Christmas presents than you do giving cash or a gift card, because I can find a lot of things that are $5 for a bunch of people.
That's true.
Whereas if you give a gift card, I'm not giving you a $5 gift card.
Right.
You're probably getting like what, $25? I mean,
Yeah,
that's probably kind of cheap nowadays with inflation.
Well, yeah.
I mean, last time I went to Walmart, $25 wouldn't go nowhere.
They don't go far anymore.
But you can get a lot of $5 gifts.
Yeah. Go to Five Below, hook them up.
Yeah. Hey, damn Skippy. I've been in there. I took my daughter in there. That's a fantastic store.
It ain't bad, man.
There's a lot of Star Wars shit in that store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, do you put up a tree?
We have a little tree. We have a very out of tune piano in the that's basically there for looks in the living room, and we have a little tree that we set up on there. And I have a tree that I keep in my room on my little bedside table, and it's up all year round. But it's the ornaments on them are action figures. So
that's great.
Yeah. So the tree topper is actually Mr. T from Rocky 3. He's on the top. He makes a superb tree topper. And then like down through there, I think Captain Hook is in there somewhere. Dick Tracy's hanging out in there. Dr. Mindbender and Cobra Commander are hanging in there.
Oh, nice.
I've got Charlie Brown and Linus down there at the bottom underneath it. It's a very, very nice little tree. Yeah, but we don't do a big one or anything.
So when do you put your other one up? Obviously that one's going to stay.
It stays. You know, yeah, I'm running a little late on the other one. I should have had it up by now, but as of the taping of this episode, it has yet to be put up. So
people are seeing this a couple of days before Christmas, so I hope that it has made it.
Yeah. Well, it'll be up before then. So, yeah.
So we put ours up. We do not decorate it, but we put ours up on Halloween night.
Okay.
So we're super early into Christmas.
Yeah.
Halloween's our favorite holiday.
Oh, the best.
But we're super into the tree of Christmas. So we've gotten to where we'll put the tree up, and it's pre-lit, and you just stack it, and it's just 3 little pieces.
Yeah.
But we keep it up just to have the lights on it, because you know the tree alone is pretty.
Yeah, I like
what we've gotten accustomed to is decorating for each holiday. So now what I'm trying to convince the wife is we need to leave the Christmas tree up year round and decorate it for other holidays.
Look, you could have a really nice summer tree with like some, I don't know,
sunglasses on the top.
Oh yeah,
a beach hat.
Yeah,
a Hawaiian shirt,
dude,
wrapped around the tree.
That tree needs a Hawaiian shirt.
Hawaiian shirt garland.
See, I've thought about doing that with my little tree, just like, like
a koozie,
making it custom to each season. Yeah, I mean,
you know, I've often thought a Valentine's Day tree.
Oh, that would be nice. Pink and red
pink stuff on it, and
yeah.
So I'm all in on the Christmas tree becoming a year-round thing,
seasonal tree,
because then I don't have to put it back in the garage.
That's where it all was leading.
How can I convince my wife to let me keep a Christmas tree up?
Yeah, it's a fun idea, man. Yeah, I mean, cool lights are cool lights, no matter what time of year it is, right? So
right,
yeah.
When do you start listening to Christmas music?
Well, I don't really listen to it outside of work. And at work, we have a few radio stations that will flip back and forth between throughout the year. And it's gotten to the point that this particular station that we're on, I'm not going to mention it, but like we're all getting kind of burned out on it, right? So I was just like the week of Thanksgiving, I kept asking my boss. I was like, "Hey, look, can we like please put it on the Christmas music yet?" Like, nope, not yet. And I'm like, come on, man. So finally, we get back from Thanksgiving break, and I'm like, we got in before the bosses that morning, and I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and put it on Mix 94.5, and we're not going to mention it. We're just going to like roll with the day and act like it just isn't a thing. And it's been on there ever since. And so throughout the day, you will hear many variations of uh, Last Christmas by Wham because they're all terrible except the Wham version. I'm talking like they play like the Glee version and it's like so bad. But so you'll hear about 20 versions of that and like 15 versions of like Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. And it's all really the same songs like 50,000 times a day. But I would, it's a nice break on the years from the other stuff we were listening to. So yeah, I just started listening to it. I guess about 2 weeks ago, whenever Thanksgiving ended. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I guess. So yeah.
So I do hold off for Thanksgiving. So
Okay.
I wait to Thanksgiving before I'll turn on the Christmas music.
Yeah.
Mixmas is the go-to. Did you know every market has a Mixmas?
Do they have a Mixmas? Is that
Yeah,
what they call
everyone
it?
has a Mixmas. It's just a different station. But that used to be my go-to until I've discovered satellite radio and how many more options of Christmas music I actually had out
Oh,
there.
yeah. I know
So
iHeartRadio has got a few different ones. Where
so
like,
at work, everyone else loves our year-round music because we'll play 80s rock, 70s rock, 60s. We'll play a little bit of everything. So
yeah,
hell, I'll put on Fish radio
okay,
and we'll listen to Fish for 12 hours on the car lot.
okay. Well,
But
one Fish song is 12 hours, so
that's true. That's true. So
so
I can make it through a
you
song.
get through like a song a day. Okay, yeah,
Not nearly as cool at work as it is at a concert. But
yeah.
I digress because I turned it on the Christmas music a little bit early. Normally the guys will get mad and they're like, okay, can we at least just wait till the week of Christmas? And I'm like, no, I take my vacation the few days before Christmas. I don't get any of the Christmas music at work
Right,
otherwise.
right.
So I started it yesterday.
Okay,
Turned on the Christmas music, put it on some rock Christmas music. So it took a few hours for some of the guys to notice. But yeah, I'll go early and often on the Christmas music. It's one of the few times that I'll listen to the radio because outside of that, I'm generally always listening to a podcast or an audio book
yeah.
for the most part. So clear lights or color lights on your house and or tree decorations.
You know, I'm a fan of both. The little tree I have in my room, it's got the pre-built-in lights. No, those are the clear lights. Those are nice. I like them. But the one we have on the little piano that's out of tune, well, it has a like a 50,000 foot cord of like the multicolored lights. So we have to untangle. See, and maybe that's why I haven't put it out yet because I know I have to dig it out of the closet and like untangle that cord for about 3 hours. So
And then one bulb will be out.
yeah, something will be messed up about it. So, but yeah, I do like them. I like them both. I don't know. I'm a fan of both. On the houses, I like seeing. I don't know. I like them both. There's a house down the street that just I think today put the clear lights up, and it's just gorgeous. But then like the house across from it had the multicolored. I'm like, I love them both. I do love them both, man. And let me tell you, I still carry on the tradition of driving around on like a Friday or Saturday night and getting a cup of coffee or hot chocolate and looking at Christmas lights. There's just
That is
something.
excellent. That was going to be my next question because
Yeah.
we're very big fans of the Christmas lights, and of course, you know, The Southern Lights you can go see, which I think those are fairly expensive, but they're very cool to see. Underground cavern up in Louisville. They have their underground part all decorated. You can drive through. Both you have to pay for, but Buffalo Trace in Frankfurt,
Oh yeah, we used to go over
free
there and check those
lights.
out. Yep, free lights.
And
Yep.
they've been doing that since me and you were,
Oh, I used to.
hell, before we were born.
Yeah, every year parents would take us over there and check out the Buffalo Trace lights. Yeah.
We drove through there night before last for the first time of the season. We'll have a couple more. We go Pokemoning where we play Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go out at night, get our Pokemon fix, drive through the lights. Ava falls asleep. It's a win-win-win all the way around.
Yeah.
However, while we're on these Christmas light rides, there is one key staple to the full Christmas experience. We got hot beverage, we got colored lights, we got flashing lights, we got clear lights. But more importantly, what's coming across that radio and what are we purposely listening to at Christmas time?
Well, can you edit out burps? Because I just did, and I hope nobody heard it, but
I can try.
I apologize. If you heard it, it was like a faint gurgling of a burp. It was like, so I apologize. But what's on the radio? Well, here, look, Christmas music, man. Now you got to listen to it. Side note: 2 years ago, my girlfriend and I started. We were going out listening to the Christmas music and looking at the lights, and I had it on Mixmas. But she's like, I really like Pentatonics. There's a song by them, and it's not their song. As a matter of fact, it's done by some like indie band, and I couldn't even begin to tell you the name of the song. I don't remember. But anyway, Pentatonics did it on one of their Christmas albums. And I don't know why it made it on the Christmas album, but she lets me hear this song. And it's about these kids whose heads are only attached to their bodies by wearing these scarves, and these scarves come off of their bodies and their heads go rolling into the snow, and it's talking about the blood hitting the snow. I'm like, what the fuck is this doing on this Christmas album? And why is Pentatonics singing about it? Listen, I gotta figure this out. I'll report back next episode. It's wild, man. You gotta look it up.
Interesting.
I'm like, why are they singing about this on this Christmas album? So I got so fascinated with the content of the song that I began looking into it, like, what the hell is this about? And it ends up, it was just a cover of some like indie band or something that they did the song, but Pentatonics chose to put it on their Christmas album. And I was like, that just ain't right, man.
Well, I mean, you probably had 12 tracks that needed to be on there.
They were like, guys, what about that song with the kids whose heads are only attached by scarves? And they're like,
It's
you know
got
what?
snow. It's red.
Yeah.
Scarves. Frosty wore a scarf. His head fell off.
Yeah. The guy was like, I can do the bass line. I'll go boom, 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 boom. And then you can do like the, you know what I'm saying? You can do the but it was bizarre, man. I was just like, what the yeah. Anyway.
So their rendition of Ghostbusters is fantastic.
Oh, well, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it's on the 2016 Answer the Call. It's on that soundtrack. Great soundtrack, by the way.
Well, I know you know what? I do like one song. I like that Get Ghost by Mark Ronson.
Yes, that's fantastic.
That's a banger, but it's Mark Ronson, so everything.
Ella King's on there with Good Girls, and that's a fantastic.
I do remember hearing that one.
That's a really good sound. You should get the soundtrack. Don't care if you ever watched the movie. Get the soundtrack though. It's worth it. Yeah, you should at least listen to the songs.
I do like that Get Ghost, man.
So, what is the first song outside of the decapitation song?
Well, I'm telling
that you would listen to that would be good for Christmas.
All right, look, I've got so many beer burbage that just wants to. All right, so this first song on my list, man, came out in 1963. It was on a Christmas compilation album by Phil Spector. Now, Phil Spector was a huge producer in the 60s. He was the husband of Ronnie Spector of Ronnie and the Ronettes, who did, if you remember the intro to Dirty Dancing, Be My Baby. She also sang on Eddie Money's Take Me Home Tonight. Just like Ronnie said, Be my little baby. Well, that's her husband, Phil Spector. Now, the album was called A Christmas Gift for You from Phil Spector. This song is by Darlene Love. And let me tell you a little something about this song. It gets me choked up every single time I hear it. It's called Christmas, Baby Please Come Home. You've probably heard it 100,000 times. But her version in particular, like there's something about, and it's the Phil Spector sound. Now, Phil Spector had this signature thing that he did in the studio called the Phil Spector Wall of Sound. And when I tell you it's a wall of sound, it was, I can't really explain it to you. Don't know how he achieved it, but it was this very full, vibrant, boisterous, huge sound. And it was just, I guess it was kind of in that vein of the soul Motown thing, but not really. But it was just huge and full. And it's such a happy sounding song. But the lyrics, and I was up the lyrics and recite some of them, but I don't think I can without getting choked up. I'm not kidding. I know it's silly. That something about the song just like, oh, because it's some really heartbreaking lyrics over this very happy, like I said, full, beautiful, big, boisterous song. And it's like, oh God, like it's so sad. And especially, I guess, if you've ever longed for somebody during the holiday season or missing somebody, or, you know, you can't spend the holidays with them anymore or anything like that. Yeah, it'll get you, man. So that's one that I always, I guess I'll consider one of my favorites because it's just a beautiful song. And it was also used actually in the opening to Gremlins. I don't know if you recall that or not. But,
Was unaware of that.
Yeah.
But a classic, in my opinion, a classic Christmas movie in itself is Gremlins.
Yeah. Oh, you got to watch it every year.
So there's one song that I have to hear the particular artist of every year. And I would say it's my absolute favorite Christmas song. And that is going to be Willie Nelson's rendition of Frosty the Snowman.
Just heard it today at work.
It is
Mix miss. Yep.
Willie Nelson brings Frosty to life. It is a great little country beat to it. And of course, one of the coolest stories to go along with Christmas of all time is Frosty the Snowman. I mean, we got animated corpses because that happens with Frosty. We got witchcraft.
Sure.
We got jump scares because he scares the shit out of a cop.
Sure.
We got drama. We got little kids getting sad. And we got Frosty making the ultimate sacrifice in himself to save everyone.
Happy birthday.
That's right. And then we get Santa Claus as the big hero and everybody goes home happy. And it will be a song that I may or may not shed a tear to, depending on how early in the morning it is.
See? And all this is crammed into what, like 2.5 minutes?
Right?
Something like that, right?
And Willie Nelson brings it to life unlike any other version.
Because it's Willie. Well, that's just what he does, you know? So
I went to a Willie Nelson concert.
Oh, yeah? Did you get stoned?
Probably.
Contact high, right?
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed.
But it was the free concert for Gatewood Galbraith because he was running for governor. And
so there were certainly people smoking marijuana.
Oh, yeah, totally. I already told you I went to a fish. Yes, there was definitely a lot of that going on back in the day. However, I digress because the news was there and they were interviewing everybody, right? They go down the line and they interview John Atha, who was with me at the time.
Sure. Yeah.
And so, do you know Gatewood Galbraith? And he gave this big elaborate, oh, yeah, I believe in his policies and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not what the news is there for. They get to me sitting back on the grass with my shades on, where I was at mentally at the time. And they're like, do you know who Gatewood Galbraith is? I may have seen his name on a bumper sticker, but no, I'm here for Willie Nelson.
Yo.
Guess who was the only interview that made the evening news?
You made it, huh?
Yes.
That's beautiful, man. That's probably the best answer they got.
Oh, it absolutely was, because everyone else pretended like they knew shit.
Hey, I love John Atha, but nobody wanted a John Atha answer. I love John, man. God, we all go back.
Oh, so I'll turn from Frosty into another one,
Okay.
and that is, do you know who Straight No Chaser is?
I have heard of that.
Okay. Do you like the song Africa?
Toto.
Yes.
I mean, it's a fun song, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a huge on it.
Weezer version's better.
Yeah, they did a good job of covering it. I'm not gonna lie, they did.
Yeah, I
They did.
prefer Weezer. I love the song, and I prefer Weezer to Toto. But for
Wow.
a Christmas song, I discovered this 2 years ago. 12 Days of Christmas by Straight No Chaser. And they wrap it all up into Africa on the last verse.
Interesting.
Stop watching. Go to YouTube. Open up another browser up there. Go to YouTube. Watch this performance. And you need to watch it live because the crowd adds so much to it when they realize what's going on. Now, they mix several songs into it, but it's the 12 Days of Christmas, but it's leading into Africa, and it is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah.
All
It's funny. Speaking of Weezer covering Africa, I remember when they came out with that. And I was like, God, like they did such a great job covering this. Well, I'm not kidding you. Not even a week later, CeeLo Green decides that he's going to release a cover of Africa. And it's like, why, dude? Like, are you trying to, what are you getting at? Like, are you trying to prove something here? Like, we don't need this many covers of Africa. And B, like, why are you covering this? This is kind of out of your wheelhouse, man. So it's terrible.
Is it no good? I'm going to have to listen to it.
Oh,
now.
it's like one of the
CeeLo
worst
Green.
things I've ever heard. Yeah. No offense, CeeLo. I mean, I liked your funk stuff, and of course, you were with Goody Mob. That was great. But
Let me ask you a question. So CeeLo Green and Gnarls Barkley, the two aliases there, do you think he picks just random sports figures and kind of models his name after them? Is that what he was doing, or is his name actually CeeLo Green?
I'm not really sure what his real name is.
Because I know Gnarls Barkley. I mean, that's a pretty
Gnarls
obvious.
Barkley was him. Well, it was him and Danger Mouse, I believe, was a producer named Danger Mouse. Let's look up CeeLo Green's real name. We're going to Google this real quick. No, I'm not trying to disrespect CeeLo. He had his first two solo albums after the Goody Mob hip hop stuff was hot. It was like really cool funk stuff, but I wasn't big on that Africa cover, man. Thomas DeCarlo Calloway, if you will.
Interesting, because there was a wrestler in the Attitude Era named D'Lo Brown. And knowing that CeeLo Green had used Gnarls Barkley, I'd often figured that he pulled that name, CeeLo Green, from D'Lo Brown. And I'm pretty dead serious on that's where he came up with the name of that.
All right, check it. I got a name, right? All right, so y'all know CeeLo Green, right? Check it. D'Lo. Let's pick another color, right? What, like brown? Cool. That's it. That's
See, now I think D'Lo Brown was first.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now CeeLo, I had been CeeLo since he was rapping with Goody Mob. So they had been around since, I'm sure, probably the early 90s, if not late 80s. So I don't know.
Okay, so now if it got into the early 90s, then he was probably first.
Yeah.
But that would make sense where D'Lo got his name. So they are intertwined in a.
They have to be. Come on.
Backwards from what I thought. But yeah, I was like, yeah, Gnarls Barkley, CeeLo. Yeah, okay. I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
So what is next up on the Culture Cast Mixmas?
I was trying to pick Christmas songs that I truly, really, really love, but I couldn't leave this one off the list. So I had to go with this. It's a staple. It also has 50,000 versions, but it doesn't matter because I love the original by Brenda Lee from 1958. It is Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Fantastic. I wholeheartedly agree. It's a must hear.
it just makes me happy to hear it. There's a warm coziness. Being in the kitchen at a Christmas party and you're fixing a plate of food and there's music on and the lights are on and it's all warm in the house and everybody's just having fun. It's got that vibe to it, man.
It's like a warm reindeer sweater.
It is. Or it's like the warm gray sweater from a cold dead corpse that John McClane sends back down an elevator to Hans Gruber, the terrorist in the Nakatomi Plaza Tower, that reads, "Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho."
It's probably like one of those two.
Probably.
Probably like one of the two.
Probably like one of them. Not much.
So rocking around the Christmas tree.
Rocking around the Christmas
as well.
At the Christmas party hop. Plus, you know what? It reminds me of that scene in Home Alone when Kevin decides that he knows that the burglars are looking in on the house and he wants to make it look like people are in the house. So he's got the song blaring and he's got like the people, like the silhouettes moving in the, in the window and all the stuff to make it look like there's like commotion going on in the house. Always reminds me of that Home Alone scene.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
So speaking on a happy note, Feliz Navidad. Okay, let me ask you. You're the perfect guy to ask about this because I know you had Miss Shelton in Peaks Mill, right? Well, yeah. We didn't have a choice. She was the only.
She was our only music teacher. So we would sing Feliz Navidad in music class. Did we or did we not throw in the Feliz Navidad?
I'm sure we did.
I remember Miss Shelton always making us do that, and I feel like that's where that originated.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was over the top.
Yeah, I feel like it's a worldwide thing now that some people go, and I would like to think that Miss Shelton started that.
She taught the world to sing
all over the world. Yes, I wonder how she's doing, man. I love Miss Shelton.
A little off topic, but when I worked at Canoe, Kentucky, her husband and her had a dog. The dog would get loose and it would follow people from the Palisades all the way down back to our shop. And we would have to call him to come get the dog.
Okay.
I'm not sure that either one of them are still around.
Don't tell me that, man. Oh, that's sad.
But I mean, it'd be hard to believe that a lot of the teachers from elementary school.
Miss Parrish is still around.
Oh yeah, Miss.
I don't think she's going to outlive us.
Yeah, that's the one that I would have totally expected to still be around too. She bought the school.
Miss Parrish, man. Yeah, she owns it. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a big fence up around it now.
Look,
maybe I'll put a picture down here.
When tax season rolls around this year, she's going to have her because that's what she does every tax season. She has parish.
She still works,
dude. I guarantee this woman still does people's taxes.
Yeah, well, probably.
You can't stop Miss Parrish, man.
Oh, I think she hated the Canoe store. Look at us getting into Frankfurt gossip on here. She didn't like that the Canoe store went into Peaks Mill.
We're on topic now.
Topic Frankfurt.
Yeah.
That's what our Christmas special de-evolved into, was a Frankfurt topic session, a Peaks Mill, not a Frankfurt, a Peaks Mill topic.
Peaks Mill. Yeah, two different things.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of Peaks Mill.
Yep.
What about a hippopotamus for Christmas?
Okay, you know what? What's funny? Apparently, this is a very popular song. I have only heard it a few times.
Really, it's a really great song. I think it really plays to the inner child when you're an adult, but it just gives you the grandeur of what Christmas is like for a child, that they it's the one time a year where they have permission to ask for anything, no matter how outlandish or wild it is,
right?
Because it's the one time of a year, if it was ever going to come true, that's the time, right?
Christmas. Get a hippopotamus. Yeah. I didn't even know the song existed until like a few years ago. Somebody had asked me. They were like, "You like that hippopotamus for Christmas song?" I'm like, "Well, what the hell are you talking about?" And they're like, "You don't know that song?" And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever heard it. And then I think it came on Mixmas, and I was like, "Oh, that's that That's that hippopotamus song. Whoever had mentioned to me, but I've only heard it literally in my life a few times.
Wow, that's
I heard it the
crazy.
other day. I was like, oh, there's that hippopotamus song.
I like the hippopotamus song.
Yeah.
Funny story. So I know you don't. There's an independent wrestler. His name is Jesse Godrez. He was on Big Brother. He was a contestant on Big Brother. He now wrestles over here at Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Oh, so you know about Freight Train then?
Huh?
So you know about Freight Train?
No, who's Freight Train?
Ohio Valley Wrestling, and you don't know Freight Train?
No, I know Jesse's there now. They have new ownership since the last time I've been.
This Freight Train. Oh, you got okay. Just side note, remind me to talk to you about Freight Train. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, proceed.
So Jesse Godrez, when he was young, he wanted a Sega for Christmas. Now I got this information from Chris Silvio. So this is a third tell story. So he wanted a Sega Genesis. His Christmas comes around, he gets a pony, a live horse.
Okay.
Any kid in the world would be thrilled to get a horse on Christmas.
I'd honestly rather have the Sega, but go ahead.
Not Jesse, because then he looked at it as he had to clean up after it. He had to feed it. It was work. In a consolation, he named the pony Sega.
Damn, Sega the pony.
So Chris Silvio sent him his Sega a few years ago for Christmas because he never got one for Christmas. So he sent him his.
I mean, that's something like out of a movie. We got you a pony for Christmas.
I titled the episode that came out on because Silvio was a co-host for a Christmas special we done. And I titled it A Pony Named Sega.
Wow, that's truly beautiful. It sounds like a made-for-TV movie that I would love to watch.
Right? Hallmark. It's got Hallmark written all over it.
A pony named Sega.
Sure, there's copyrights, though. Can you just name anything Sega and make a movie about it?
No.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to Google it. But
yeah. 20 years from now, it'd be like public domain or something.
Public domain. Pony named Sega.
Winnie the Pooh's a murderer. Public domain.
You know what? Yeah, they've done that. Mm-hmm.
All right. So
no, I'm serious. They have. Have you heard? Have you seen?
Oh that? Yeah, no, yeah.
Now they've got the Grinch horror movie that's coming out. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I don't know.
A Mean One. You're a Mean One, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, it might be actually good. I've seen the previews. It looks better than the Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Yeah.
So what else are we listening to? There's a lot of blood this Christmas.
Bloody Christmas. All right, so my next joint is one that always just puts me in a good mood. It's Melakaliki Maka is the thing to say. 1949, Bing Crosby, the voice of Christmas. Of course, made famous by National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, but great song, man. Just one that always like never fails to put me in a good mood. So yeah.
I can handle a little ukulele on Christmas.
Nice Hawaiian themed Christmas song, man.
I think Train has covered that. I like their version of that
right?
as well. I like the original. But yeah, Mel Torme. No,
Is it Mel Torme or Bing Crosby? I looked it up and it said Bing Crosby.
No, I'm sure Bing Crosby done it, but he did. Mel Torme did something different. Okay. And the only reason I know who Mel Torme is because of Night Court.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe
he does a Christmas song, and I heard it 2 days ago on my way to work.
Okay.
But it was not that song.
No.
I'll tell you what else it was not. It was also not Jingle Bell Rock.
Great song, man.
Excellent song.
Yeah. It's always
preferred the original.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the original is the best one. Who did the original? Do you know?
I have no idea who sang it.
No.
Yeah, probably very old or not around anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right. Well, then it's my turn to hit you.
Yes.
With a group that shouldn't know anything about cold weather or snow, but Christmas is worldwide, even on the beach. We're talking about 1963's Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys. Now, anytime I get to talk about the Beach Boys, I'm going to talk about them because they're one of my favorite bands, and I love them. And Little Saint Nick it's literally the Beach Boys. Like imagine a Beach Boys song, but they're singing about Santa Claus. There you go. So I had to include it just because, I don't know that there's any more to say about it other than if you like the Beach Boys, you like Christmas music, there you go.
Right. That is another
Great
win-win
song.
situation.
Yeah.
So, what about a little Porky the Pig and a Blue Christmas?
Now I know Blue Christmas, but I don't know anything about Porky the Pig and Blue Christmas.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you got to check out. I love the song Blue Christmas. It's just a great song all the way around. Obviously, Elvis is the second best person to ever perform that song because Porky J. Pig performed it, and it is fantastic. Give that a listen. You're not going to find that on Mixmas. You're going to have to search that one out a little more.
Mixmas ain't playing Porky's version.
You will get it played on XM radio.
Oh,
maybe a couple times over the season.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah.
Wow, I didn't know Porky covered that. Sorry, I'm tired. We got. Well, I'm not going to reveal the fact that we've recorded 2 episodes tonight. But pretty sleepy. I'm sorry. I apologize for the yawning. Well, you know what? I got to hit you with the. This was a hard pick because as I am laying this one down as my final one, with some honorable mentions coming later, but I picked the entire 1965 Vince Guaraldi Trio album, Charlie Brown Christmas, the soundtrack. Now, I did pull one particular song out of there that I just think is fantastic, and it is called Skating. It is the song that opens up the entire Charlie Brown Christmas cartoon special. They're all skating on ice, and it's a very nice, like, little piano ditty. But, man, Vince Guaraldi Trio killed that whole soundtrack. And, there's so many good things on there, like Oh Christmas Tree. Their version of that is it's phenomenal. Of course, the classic Christmas time is here. Like, all of that. The whole soundtrack is just banging. And by banging, I mean like in the jazz, is as banging as a jazz song can be. But like so good. Like that is just a staple every holiday. And Charlie Brown Christmas. But skating is definitely one of my favorites. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me on my like 5. But I do have some little honorable mentions.
Well, I got one honorable mention. And that would be Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's a lot of fun. I'm into fun Christmas music. That would be the only honorable mention I had because it was just that close to cracking my list of 5 there. So who do you got for the honorable mentions?
Well, okay. I'm not going to front. Like, I seriously think that Last Christmas by Wham is kind of like, it's kind of the heat. But like I said, all those other versions are just terrible. But I remember, and I think it was 2015, I think it was 2015, 2014. I don't know. George Michael from Wham died on Christmas Day. And I think he's a great singer. He's a great vocalist. And my brother and I were eating Christmas dinner, and I was watching TV, and he pipes in and he goes, George Michael died. And I was just like, what? I was like, yeah, George Michael just died. And I was like, and then I remember that night over the radio, they were playing tributes to him, and it's Christmas Day. And he just hearing them play that in tribute to him on Christmas Day was kind of just like, oh, but it really is a great song. So definitely Last Christmas by Wham. Carol of the Bells. Just about any version of that song, because that song kind of goes hard. Like if I ever got into a fight like out in the snow somewhere, I would want Carol of the Bells to play. And I'm not a big Trans-Siberian Orchestra fan at all by any means, but like if you could play that version for me while I'm fighting, like I think I have a really good chance of winning this. So yeah,
Ding dong
I
ding.
mean, it's a badass song. Like, yeah, it's so epic, right? So, and finally, because I just think it's utterly creepy, do you hear what I hear? And I'll tell you why I think it's creepy is because it was in the creepiest scene in Gremlins. I just burped and I know somebody heard that one. So I don't know if you can edit that one out. But like Billy Peltzer, his mom, is home by herself. And she's listening to Do You Hear What I Hear on the record player. If memory serves, the record starts skipping. But she's hearing all this commotion in the house. She's not sure what's going on. So she goes and she takes the record needle off the record and she creeps into the kitchen and she sees the gremlins in the kitchen, like just destroying the kitchen. And she grabs the butcher knife and they start flinging the head, plates at her head. She puts one in the blender and kills it, puts one in the microwave and kills it. It's just so creepy. But like that whole build up and that tension with that song playing, that just did it for me. Like, I don't know. I think that's probably what I parallel the song with the most. So creep factor.
All right. So that is our Christmas song list. However, I have a reindeer rapid fire for you. These are going to be just a couple movies. I want to know Christmas movie or not.
Okay.
Die Hard.
No, but it's fun to watch during Christmas. So
Oh, interesting. I didn't think you would go that way. Gremlins.
I mean, I think it is Gremlins. Not really, but yes. I don't know how to answer these.
Trading Places.
You know, I've never watched it, honestly. I know what it is, but I've never watched it.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. You can watch.
Edward Scissorhands.
No.
Harry Potter. All of them.
No. It's people love to watch them during the Christmas season, but they're not technically Christmas movies.
Final. Batman Returns.
Yeah, that motherfucker takes place on Christmas, man. That's Christmas movie. Danny DeVito, best penguin.
Oh
no, it's not a Christmas movie either. But it's like all of these movies are fun to watch during the holiday season because.
Did I ask you Ghostbusters 2?
That's another one. I mean, it's.
They're wearing Santa hats.
They are wearing Santa hats. The movie builds up to the final New Year's Day or New Year's Eve showdown. So, yeah, no, these are all movies that are fun to put on during the holiday season. But this is also coming from a guy who used to watch Home Alone 2 literally every single day during the summer that it came out. So, or the following summer that it came out, I got the VHS tape and I would go down to my neighbor's house and he was just like, oh, bring Home Alone 2, we'll watch it again. And we would sit in front of the air conditioner and watch it. So like seasonal things are like totally out of season to me. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think you can enjoy those movies. Yeah, I think you can enjoy those movies like whenever. But those are definite, to me, non-Christmas holiday movies, if you will.
I would have went with almost all of them being Christmas movies, but hey, there we go. About time to wrap it up. This has been our Christmas special. We wish everyone a extremely, very Merry Christmas, happy holiday.
Very safe holiday.
Safe being the key word there, and have fun, ladies and gentlemen. Again, you can find Powerbomb Nation at Powerbomb Nation. Just search it, any social media. You can find Jason Shepard where?
Oh, just on your social media platforms such as Instagram and Facebook at Jason Shepard Artworks, ARTWOR. And you love it when I do the X. So, yes, find me on there. Give me a follow. Tell me how handsome I am. Tell me how great I draw. All those things. It'll be nice. You can write me a Christmas card.
How many Christmas cards you get nowadays?
I get no Christmas cards.
Yeah.
I got some. I got some. I got some last year only because I drew up a specific Christmas card to send out to people, and it was like a big hit. Everybody loved it, and so but everybody that asked for one, they would send me one in return. But usually, I don't really.
Did they draw theirs?
No.
See, that should have been the stipulation because that would have been fun for you.
It would have been fun, but I got some really good ones though. I got a lot of good ones. I loved all of them, whether they were creative or not with them. It was nice getting them, but to be perfectly honest, I'm so lazy that some of them are still hanging on the fridge from last year.
Oh,
so like it was like mid-July, and I could walk in there and look at like X person's card, and I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. Still,
well, it'd be great if it's a beach themed Christmas. I've seen Christmas cards with beach themed on it.
Oh yeah, because some people get that lucky. They're like, I'm getting the hell out of here from.
And at this point, I think our Christmas episode has beached. Again, the Culture Cast is a product of the Powerbomb Nation Podcasting Network and brought to you by Powerbomb Digital. Until next time, my friends, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas, guys.